Chapter 10 on Buffett's investing mistakes. Next, Chapter 11 focuses on Buffett's keys to success, values, views on happiness and philanthropy, and then Chapter 12 explores Buffett as a person. What is it like being in the same room with him? It is based on my own experience of bringing my classes to Omaha. The chapter takes you through the question and answer time with Buffett. Finally, Chapter 13 updates you with what is happening today in investing with a focus on financial services technology, fintech, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and other digital currencies. This will be part of the future for Berkshire Hathaway. As I look back on the many years it took for me to write this book, I realized that few, if any, authors writing about Buffett have discussed a real-world example of how Buffett values investments and the strategies he follows through a step-by-step process. My goal is to give the layperson the ability to value companies as Buffett does. This way, they can use this process when making their own investment decisions. Furthermore, few books written on Buffett have explored behavioral biases. In this book, I examine what behavioral biases are and how they affected certain investment decisions that Buffett made. Specifically, I examine Buffett's investment mistakes and discuss how behavioral biases may have affected his decisions. In doing so, we can all learn from these mistakes. My ultimate goal is to educate the listener about Buffett's life and the various things that he has done to become successful. I hope the book is both enjoyable and useful. Disclaimer: I own shares of Berkshire Hathaway outright, and also have some via one or more of my index funds. In no way does the content of this book represent my investment views, nor does it represent any direct investment advice to listeners. Part 1. Early Life. Chapter 1. Warren E. Buffett's Background. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently. Warren Buffett. On the first day I teach an entrepreneurship course, I always draw a picture of a refrigerator with an open door on the whiteboard. Then I ask my students, "What is that?" Usually none of them answer the question correctly, which I attribute to my less than stellar artistic ability. I tell them and then ask what they notice about the refrigerator. Usually no one answers this correctly either. "It's empty," I point out. Entrepreneurs are hungry. Their refrigerator is empty. I cannot teach students how to be hungry. They either possess that quality or they don't. But after the first lecture, there are always a handful of students who seek me out afterward. They are full of energy and usually have a bunch of ideas that they want to share. Some are already entrepreneurs. I don't need to do anything to motivate them. But being hungry is not the same thing as being successful. By the end of the semester, another handful of students have decided that they too want to be entrepreneurs. But the ones who surprise and hearten me most of all are the students I never would have pegged as entrepreneurs. I learn of their progress only when they check back with me 5 or 10 years after graduating. Often they tell me that something I said motivated them, underscoring the impact of a teacher. It's no coincidence that Warren Buffett himself loves to teach. He has often said that if he had not gone into finance and investing, he might have become a teacher. Maybe that's hard to believe coming from a multi-billionaire, but Warren E. Buffett often confounds expectations and stereotypes. His stratospheric success, paired with his humble personal style, have mesmerized people.